Good morning, Aditya. A very pleasant morning, actually. It's 2nd October 2022, a very special day in the history of India. National holiday and a very significant day, I would say. It happens to be the birth anniversary of two very important people, and also happens to be the launch of day of two very important, two very special books for Aditya Singhal here, the author of these two books, and blessed to be a part of the launch event of this book. So Aditya, you are a CA by qualification, by profession, and through many years of your experience. What prompted you to come up with these books, and what actually inspired you to get onto this journey of writing a book?
Thank you, Archana, for your wishes and for your time. As you know that I have a hobby of collecting world coins, currencies, Indian paper money.
Right.
So when I was collecting paper monies, so I was just very passionate about the photographs, monuments, personality, who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, it triggered who really signed these documents, or this promissory notes, or the bank notes.
Okay.
So that is something like, ask me a question, who they are, can we write something? I want to know more about that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why that is something like it triggered me. And there's one person, Kishore Jhunjhun Balaji, we will talk about this. He's the inspired me. He's the known author of Numismatic World.
Okay.
So he asked me to, Aditya, pick up this subject because there is no known literature, no well organized literature on this topic.
Mm-hmm.
for the audience.
So wonderful. So Aditya, we can see these are two different books here. One is Precious Signature Finance Secretaries. The other is Precious Signature RBI Governors. So, what difference do the two books have actually? Because I can see they are almost the same. They talk about money, they talk about precious signatures, but how are these two books different from each other?
Okay, so if I ask you a question that it talks about the person who authorized to print a currency in India, and if I ask audience as well, everybody will say that it issued by RBI India.
Yes, the
But
currency is issued by the central bank.
yes, but this is the partially correct.
Okay.
So Indian paper money or Indian money issued by the two authorities. The one thing is RBI governors,
Okay.
and which is any amount above 2 rupees and above. All 1 rupee note, it is issued by the government of India and signed by the finance secretaries on behalf of government of India.
Okay. Why is it so? Why is 1 rupee note different?
Because technically 1 rupee is a coin, is run by the Coinage Act, Indian Coinage Act.
Oh.
However, the other notes is run by the RBI Act.
Okay, so let me just stop you here, Aditya. This means there's a mystery behind the 1 rupee note. 1 rupee note is different. It is actually governed under some Coinage Act and supposedly a coin. So does this book tell us all
Yes,
about this?
It does include. It does include all
That's
interesting
wonderful. So everybody who lays their hands on this book, who happens to go through this book, is definitely going to discover how 1 rupee note is different. So much so that Aditya has devoted one full book to just 1 rupee notes and their history and evolution over time. So I would suggest that this is really going to be an eye-opener for me as well, because I never knew that 1 rupee note was different from the other notes. So let's see what more surprises there are in store for us.
India, even we have celebrated the Amrit Mahotsav 75 years.
Right.
But 1 rupee have printed more than 100 years ago.
That's
RBI was set up in
revelation,
1935, which is much before independence. So we will find so many things which is in and around, but these two books talks about after independence since 1947.
All right.
All these notes details, all the RBI governors, finance secretaries, their introductions,
Okay.
FAQs.
Right.
It includes their photographs as well, so the people can use for their projects, the kids can use for their photographs, for their projects, their research. It does include the security features and so many.
Yeah, I can see. So at a glance, we can see all the governors of Reserve Bank of India over the years, along with their pictures and the years during which they held this office. So
Yes.
that this is actually going to be a treasure. So Aditya, basically, who is going to read this book? Like, who are your target audience? Is it people like me who will read out of interest, or is it equally beneficial for children as well?
Very good question, Archana. So this book is something like for a passionate people like me.
Yes,
Okay, so
obviously.
person.
It's gone out of fashion.
Yes, so person who have open minds, have a curiosity, want to know more about Indian history. They want to know more about the finance secretaries, RBI governors, history, geography, and interesting facts. It is very, very good for the people who are preparing for the civil services, competition exams, interviews, and anything which you can think about it is good. Even good for collectors who are collecting coins. They can find out which kind of a note they have, which don't they have, and so on.
So a collector's pride, a collector that Aditya Singhal has been. From it is going to benefit lots of people across all categories, across all age groups. So what are basically, the contents that you have covered in these two books, Aditya?
So it's the one thing is talks about RBI governance since 1935 we have. It also includes the old notes which is signed and during the British time, and that is a 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees note. You will find this one. So the people think that 2000 note is only the denomination, higher denomination.
Yeah.
But
we know
no,
of it as the highest.
in India we have 5,000 and 10,000 rupees note as well.
So this was an eye opener for me.
Yes.
So do we get to see the note here?
You will find the copies. You will find the photographs of this.
Wonderful. That's gonna be great. So right. So the contents are going to appeal to all age groups, all categories of people. So I can see here it's written by author C. Aditya Singhal, and then there is a foreword by two people here, Mr. Kishore S. Jhunjhunwala and Madam Dakshita Das. Aditya, will you please tell us a little more about these people?
Definitely. So these are the two persons. These are not a 2%. It's a two institutions, I would say. So if I talk about Kishore Jhunjhunwala ji, they are the known authors of numismatic world. Okay, he is the proud owner of Indian paper money, and it was awarded at an international level. And he have a good collection and etc. And if I talk about Dakshita, she was the IRS by profession, and she worked on a Ministry of Finance. She worked on Ministry of Railways. Currently, she is heading board of directors in one of the leading bank.
All right. So some very important people have endorsed the book, and I would, not be surprised if people get to order this book quickly and get to lay their hands on it. So viewers, I'm feeling blessed to lay my hands on this book today on the very first day of its launch, and I would recommend everyone to order their copies today before it actually gets out of stock.
Thank you.
All the best, Aditya. Wish you best of luck with your maiden author venture, and may your book glow places and land in all major school and institutions, libraries and people's homes.
Thank
Wish
you,
all the
Archana.
best.
Keep learning. Be happy.